Yes, we are live. And now I'm going to start by showing you my studio setup. Right here. As you see, we can start here by pressing. And you can see it's just a little closet space. And I have people going through this room, so I need to make the videos when I can. And now I'm changing on the streamer. I'm changing these scenes. You can see I can make it top down too, and you can see my hand. My top down shot is made with a kit lens like this on the M100. Everything in this video is shot on the M100. And my headshot, talking head, is shot with this Sigma lens. This one is a Sony mount, but I have one mounted on my M100 for my talking headshots. I shoot this review or this stream with two M100s, like this one. I have 4 of these. The opening scene was shot with this wide angle lens, 11-22. And the only problem with this M mount is that you don't have any fast ultra wide lenses. So I'll probably that's the only bad thing. When they shut this M series down, they didn't have any fast ultra wides, but you can get this fisheye lens from TT Artisan. If you want really wide shots, it's a 7.5 millimeter lens, and it's got an f-stop of 2. So that's what I would recommend. It's not that expensive either. But as you see, now I'm changing the view again. As you see here, I've got 2 different scenes, or 3 actually. 2 scenes with the M100 and 1 with the screen, as you see here, and a little talking head down here. And then I'm showing you the studio again, and we can see here, this is the streamer. When I push it, we're going to change the scene. Whoop, the top down. And back to the Mac screen. That's my 3rd scene. And as you see, it's actually a really good picture you get out of these M100s if you give them light enough. And here's the time to go over my setup. We'll just put my setup up here. And as you see, I gave $250 for the 2 M100s, both of them. And the kit lens I spent $50 on. And then the most expensive camera gear I have is the Sigma 16mm 1.4 This one is for my talking head, and I kind of need this. I kind of need this for a shallow depth of field to blur the background out a bit. And then I got some lights. The 4 of these Wii lights, and I gave $100 for all of them. And this Shijun X100 with a dome on it for $250. It's kind of overkill because I used this one at only 10%. So, but the most expensive gear here is the Streamer X. But you kind of need it to get good sound and to get sound from the M100 as a whole, because the M100 doesn't have a mic input. And then I got this Rode mic, you see, for $100. If we go to the full screen again of my talking head, you see it here. It's pretty good. It does what I need it to, and I could be better at sound. I kind of think the M100, I get the most out of this one. It's really good under these circumstances, hooked up to the streamer. But you kind of have to load in the software on the SD card of the M100 to make it do clean HDMI, or else you would have a box around your head showing you that I was in focus. But in this setup, you get the most out of the video in the M100, because the M100 actually has got very good autofocus, but it misses all of the other features that a video-oriented camera should have, like a mic input and maybe some monitoring of the noise. Shut up, of the sound, right? The monitoring you can get from the OBS software that I use to stream this, and you can actually equalize microphone through the Streamer X too. I'm not very good at that. I could be better at sound, but it's a start, and I hope it's good enough. The picture quality is good enough, so that's good. And this is kind of slow paced because it's live and it's in one take, this review of this setup with the M100 and the streamer. They kind of go hand in hand to make the M100 as good as it is. I have a link in the description on how to put in the software on the SD card to make it HDMI with clean output, and I have a link to how you set this entire setup up. And you only need the streamer, and for more camera angles you can just use these little ones. I use that for the top-down shots here. The top-down shot, I only use a video capture card like this one. It's a cheap one for $20. It's enough. But this studio setup and streaming, especially for streaming, the M100s is more than good enough, because it's only 1080p. You could argue that that's not good enough, but when you're streaming, 4K is hard to handle, both for the internet connection, but also for your computer or your Mac. If you don't have a brand new Mac, 4K streaming is kind of hard. And if you don't have a very good connection, you could be in trouble with 4K streaming too. But now you watched me using it live and streaming at the same time to show you that it's live. Now I will show you some other use cases of this M100. And to do that, I'm going to show you some pictures. We're going to put up the screen again. Like this. So you can see the Mac screen. And here you see a picture of my daughter. Just for my personal stuff, I use these M100s. I find them really nice. This one is taken by this lens. We can just go to the top down again. It's kind of an all-around lens. It's pretty expensive, but as this M100 lineup or Canon M lineup was put to the grave, this lens got even more cheap. It sells around $250 now. It's it's a 32mm 1.4 lens that gives you around 50mm of full frame view. I use this a lot because it's not that big, and you can take shallow depth of field pictures with it. If we roll through the pictures here, you see we got my youngest daughter. Yes, I have children in many ages. I have to stop making children, but here you see my father and my son at a trip we were on. I have the camera put to my backpack with a clip, and it's light. It's this setup you see here. With the small pancake 22mm 2.0 lens, and I just click it on my backpack, and it does everything I needed to do. If we go back to the screen, this setup with the M100s is pretty easy for other people to use too, because you got the touch screen. And here is a picture of my father, me, and my son on a trip we did about 2 years ago. I just gave it to a random guy, and he took this picture of us. It's pretty nice with 22mm. A couple of more pictures taken with the M100 at this trip. Then the last use case, I actually use this. I actually use this camera at weddings, but I don't use it. I give it to my assistant. I don't have a second shooter. My budget for shooting weddings is not big enough for having a second shooter, but I have an assistant, and he can take these shots. I'm driving the car behind the couple, and he can take it. He takes the shot here through the front window, and here it's actually him taking a shot too. I tell him or her, my assistant, to take shots while I'm not, while they're not working, and this came out pretty well, I think. It's with the M100, but with this lens on it. With this lens on it. It's a Sigma 56mm 1.4, and it gives a nice blurred background. We go back to the picture. I actually use this one and the 16mm 1.4 on two M100 bodies to give to my assistants when I'm out shooting weddings. And they can make pictures like this, or like this behind the scene shot that some wedding couple I shot a wedding for wanted. And it's pretty nice. I think they blend in nice with these two lenses. I think the picture quality is great, and they blend in nice with my Sony cameras. This is another use case for this camera, and yeah, what do you think? Do you think the quality of... Oh shit. Buy from the old guy. I could say so. But here's live reactions. I made an update for my Sonoma, and it turns live reactions on by default. I have to turn it off again now. God damn it. Or else it shows live reaction. But luckily for me, I didn't give a thumbs up before this. Buy from the old guy.